You don't know how great I am. You don't know how great I am. I am what I am, and I am free. You don't know how great I am.
Yo, check this. I might not be what you want me to be, so you might not see what you want to see. But if you got a minute, listen to what I gotta say, cause it's a brand new year and it's a brand new day. See, there's a gap between my culture and the life that I lead, so some will call me an apple, and some a bad seed. They have no idea how my heart will bleed. Their words and attitudes are things I just don't need.
You don't know how great I am. I am what I am, and I am free.
You see, I'm proud of who I am, and I'm proud of where I'm from. Those ones spreading racism, they're just fucking dumb. Now, if you're looking at my life and you say I've assimilated, to simplify things, just a little more complicated. See, I'm a modern day native with a modern day life. I have
Recording
modern
in
day
progress.
problems and modern day strife.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I'm the Assistant Curator of Indigenous Education and Programs here at the AGO, and welcome to the Mohawk Language Program. Thank you for joining us. We're so excited to have you here as we celebrate the United Nations International Decade of Indigenous Languages, created in response to the urgent need to address language loss. Of the more than 7,000 spoken languages on Earth today, nearly half are at risk of falling silent. But there is hope. As repositories for the world's heritage, art galleries and museums play an important role in supporting Indigenous communities to reclaim, maintain, and preserve their languages. To acknowledge that we are on Indigenous lands, the AGO has translated our exhibit text labels in the Indigenous and Canadian galleries into the languages of Indigenous artists now on view. For the gallery's Inuit exhibitions, text labels have been translated into Inuktitut. I'd like to remind you that if you're Indigenous and visiting Toronto and would like to visit the Art Gallery of Ontario, the AGO offers free complimentary admission to all Indigenous peoples. Tickets can be pre-booked online through the Plan Your Visit page, and beginning in September 2022, we will be adding the AGO's Indigenous webpage to our online site, where you'll be able to reference Indigenous educational programs, events, exhibitions, archives, and much more. So stay tuned. I'd like to take a moment and give a special shout out today to Miss Nichols' grade 2 class in Irma Colson School in the Halton School District, and thank them for spending the last 5 weeks with us as a virtual field trip. And to let Miss Nichols know that Miss Christie's classes will be online next Monday. I'm joined today by my friend Virginia, who is an art educator with the AGO. Virginia?
Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, my name is Virginia Barter, and I'm an Indigenous art educator, Cree, Métis, from Toronto. This is where I live, and I want to welcome everyone to our presentation today. This is our Art Gallery of Ontario. You can see the picture here, and we're so excited that it is actually open now. Yes, you can come and visit, and it's all very exciting. There are lots and lots of artworks in the gallery. We're going to be looking at just 2 of them today in our presentation here, as we also will be learning 2 nursery rhymes in Mohawk with Miss Christie. So the AGO hours are, the AGO is open every day of the week except Monday, and we have extended hours on Wednesdays and Fridays. So you can check the website for exact times and details. We always have special exhibitions going on as well. So today, we're going to have an opportunity to respond and give answers, which you can do in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, there's a little icon there that says Q&A. So if you click on that right now, You can, I'd be really happy if you told me where you're calling in from. So you can, while you're doing that, I'm just going to check in with Elizabeth to find out where Elizabeth is calling in from.
I'm in the Niagara region.
Niagara, yes. And Miss Christie, where are you calling in from?
I'm from Newmarket.
Newmarket. Oh, wonderful. And what do we have here? We have people from, oh, Akwesasne. Oh, that's wonderful. All the way from the province of Quebec. And what else do we have? We have Southview Public School in Napanee, grade 5 class. Welcome, welcome. Milton Early On Center. Welcome. It's so exciting. People from all over the province. New York. We have someone from New York. Oh, welcome. This is really, really fun. Love it when people join from outside of Canada. So now, Elizabeth, I'm going to put,
Well, thank you, Virginia. It's usually at this point in our program that we read aloud the AGO's land acknowledgement. However, as an Indigenous person, it's not my place to give the land acknowledgement. Instead, I've invited my friend Stefan, who is the director of the Art Gallery of Ontario, to share our land acknowledgement with you today.
We like to begin our events by acknowledging that the AGO is located on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe Mississauga of the New Credit, and it has been home to many Indigenous people, including the Haudenosaunee and Seneca people through time.
To begin today, I'd like to introduce our special guest, Ms. Christie. Today's course is designed by Ms. Christie, who is a registered early childhood educator who will be teaching us classic nursery rhymes and children's songs in the Mohawk language. Welcome, Ms. Christie.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I'm so excited to share these songs. As Elizabeth said, my name is Miss Christie. That's my teacher name. And I'm going to teach these songs with you today. So looking forward to it.
Thank you, Ms. Christie. So we're going to take a look at a piece of artwork this morning. This is by Annie Patukuk. It's called Licking the Plate Clean.
Yes, this is a really wonderful piece of art. I like this. This artist, Annie Patukuk, is from way up in northern Canada in Nunavut. And she likes to paint pictures of everyday life. So what do you see in this picture that looks like what your life might look like? So we're in a kitchen here. Does it look like your kitchen? What do you see? You can put it in the Q&A. What do you see, Miss Christie? Does this look like your kitchen?
For sure. You know, I see what you would see in the kitchen, the fridge and the counter with the stove, and then of course the plates and spoon.
What do you think is on the floor? What do you see on the floor? Elizabeth, what is that? What do you think that is?
I see a spoon. And it looks like it might be a small sleigh, and it's packed and ready to go on a trip. Maybe it has provisions in it.
Yes.
Maybe
yes.
he's eating before he goes away on his trip, and whatever he had on that plate must have been very good if he's licking it.
What do you think was on that plate? Anybody have any thoughts? Do we have sugar? Any other thoughts? Oh, I see we have some people from Dunlace Public School joining us. Grades 3 and 4, welcome. And oh, someone said a toy or lunch. Yes, that is a little sled. And you know, the Inuit people in the north, they traditionally had sleds called komatiks. I know that because I used to live in the north. And they would be pulled by dog teams. And today we also pull them with skidoos. So that's a little miniature sled, like a toy sled. Oh, someone says they see fridges and sinks and counters. What else? Fruit. Yes, fruit. What kind of fruit? What's your favorite fruit? Does anyone have a favorite fruit? Elizabeth, what's your favorite fruit?
Oh, peaches.
Peaches. Yes, you live in peach country down in Niagara. Miss Christie, what's your favorite fruit?
Cherries, definitely, or Erdi Goa in Mohawk. How we say.
Oh, ah. We're actually going to learn a lot about fruits today, aren't we? In your song that you're going to be sharing with us. What's the
Definitely.
name of your song?
It's I like to eat apples and bananas.
Wonderful. Well, before we learn that, Elizabeth's going to tell us a bit more about this artist, Annie Putagook. Elizabeth?
Okay, Annie began making art at the age of 28. She developed her skills working along her family members and elders at the West Baffin Eskimo Cooperative in Cape Dorset, Nunavut. In her early career, she was often told by co-op studio managers that her work about contemporary Inuit life, commenting on consumerism and Southern influences in the North, would not sell because they went against the prevailing stereotypical art market that the co-op catered to, namely images from Inuit mythology and scenes from nature. Annie was best known for her drawings created in pen and colored pencils that depict contemporary Inuit life and and experiences influenced her career immensely, providing her with the subject matter that she would later render. Her work primarily focused on three subject types: everyday experiences of women living in the Canadian North, the hardship faced by Northern communities, and the impact of technology on traditional Inuit life. Annie's compositions utilize minimal line drawings with figures poised in frontal or profile views. She used one point perspective to create the illusion of depth, but manipulates this depth by flattening the perspective of the subjects. Her images often display large expanses of white space with muted color schemes. Annie often included clocks in her work, which has made them a motif that is associated with her work and allows for easy attribution. Her work captures a moment in time, which is an important theme to Annie. Annie had her first major solo exhibition in 2006 at the Power Plant in Toronto. In November 2006, she won the Sobey Art Award with a prize of $50,000. Her work has been exhibited at the Biennial in Montreal. In Germany, the Agnes Etherington Art Center, the National Museum of the American Indian in Washington, D.C., and at the Smithsonian's National Museum of the American Indian, the George Gustav Hayes Center in Lower Manhattan, um, which actually it was exhibited during my internship, and I was able to give talks and tours about Annie's work. So this is very special to me. At the Biennial in Sydney, the Massachusetts Museum of Contemporary Art. So Annie made her mark in Indigenous art. And last year, a park located next to the Sandy Hill Community Center and the University of Ottawa was dedicated in her name. Now over to you, Miss Christie.
Oh, that's so lovely. That's really nice to hear that this piece of art means so much to you. And as some of you might have noticed, there was fruit on the fridge. I think I saw an orange and some grapes, and that's how we're connecting that piece today with our song. And so our song today is I like to eat apples and bananas. I know that I'm not sure that he wrote it, but I know that Raffi sings it, and it was one of my favorites as a kid. It was really silly. Um, you kind of got to play around with the way you said apples and bananas. the way we're gonna sing it is a little bit different today. And before I get into that, actually, I just want to acknowledge that some of us are in a setting where we might be more comfortable wearing a mask. And in that case, because we're doing a lot of repeating, a lot of singing, a lot of breath work today, I might suggest that you would practice whisper singing, just to protect your voice, protect your breathing and your health. So you're just singing in a safe and healthy way. Also, if you would like to have access to this printout, to this lyric page, it is available on the AGO event page where you registered. It is a PDF file that you can download and keep for yourself. And today's session will be recorded and transcribed, so we'll have closed captions. That is going to come in the coming weeks as we work out that transcription, just because it's a little bit different doing it in the Mohawk language. I believe the first session of our 5-week sessions a couple weeks ago will be available next week, and then the other sessions to come. So keep an eye out for that on the AGO YouTube page. And yeah, so that let's get into our song now. So I'm going to sing the song maybe first in English for you, and then I'm going to sing it in Mohawk, so you have an idea how it sounds before I get into this vocabulary with you. So in English, if you've never heard this song before, this is how it goes. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to oot ooples and bananas. So you can see how it's kind of funny like that. You change your vowels out and you play around with the way you say apples and bananas. The way that we're singing this song in Ganyet today in language is to, it's more of an I like fruit song. So of course we're gonna sing I like apples and bananas, but you might notice underneath there's a big list of opportunity to share a vocabulary list of fruit and to sing it. So we're singing I like to eat this fruit. You see that list, and you see at the top there's a blank spot. You're just gonna plug in each fruit and sing the song for that fruit as we go through. So I'm gonna start with our first one, that word for apple, and I'm gonna sing it all the way through for you so you know how it sounds, and then we'll talk about how to put it together. So it sounds like Gay now is gay say what you ne gay now is gay say what you ne. So you can hear how I sang I like to eat apples, and then I sang it again. That's how it works. So let's get into learning how to say each of these words. That first word there, genuous, that means I like it. So let's break that up and practice saying that word. Genuous. So slowly it's gay, no, wes. Again, I'll say that slowly. Gay, no, wes. And if you haven't joined us before, the way that I share these songs is I say it and I have you repeat it after me. So I say gay, I'll have you say it. I say no, have you say it, and I say wes. So just so we can practice breaking that word up. So it's gay, no, wes. All together, genuous. I'll say that again. Genuous. And one more time. Genuous. So again, that means I like it. Me, I like it. The next word is agege, and that means to eat it. And very specifically, it means I like to eat it, not someone else. So if you want to say someone else likes to eat it, you would use a different word. Agege means I eat it. So it's genues agege. Let's break up that word. Agege. The first part, ah. Ge, get. Again, ah, ge, get. Ah, ge, get. One more time, ah, ge, get. So all together we have genues, ah, ge, get. I like to eat it. So if we sing it, it sounds like this. Genues, ah, ge, get. And again, genues, ah, ge, get. And one more time. Genues, ah, ge, get. So that's that first part. Now we're going to learn the word for apple. We'll practice our song putting in that word for apple. So the word for apple is sewahyowane. Let's break it up. Se, wa, hyo, wane. Again, se, wa, hyo, wane. And when we have a bit of a longer word, I like to break it up into two pieces too. So let's say that first part. Sewahyo. Sewahyo. Wane. Sewahyo wane. I'll say it again. Sewahyo wane. One more time. Sewahyo wane. And so if we sing it, it sounds like this. Sewahyo wane. Can you sing it like that with me? Sewahyo wane. One more time before we put it together. Sewahyo wane. Okay, so let's put it together with that first part. Genues agege. I like to eat it. Sewahyo wane. Apples. So I'm going to sing it line by line and have you repeat it after me. Here's how it goes. Genues agege. Sewahyo wane. Genues agege. Sewahyo wane. One more time. Genues agege. Sewahyo wane. Genues agege. Sewahyo wane. Great. So now we know how the song works. We know we sing, I like to eat it. And in this case, we sang apple. Sewahyo wane. Now you might notice there's a big list of fruits under there. So what we're going to spend our time on now is learning how to sing just those fruits. So we're going to go through that list and learn how to say each of those words. Now you know how to put it into the song. Let's learn how to say the word. So we know apple, sewahyo wane. Let's move on to banana. Deodahyakdum. I'll say it slowly. De, yo, da, hyak, dum. Again, de, yo, da, hyak, dum. One more time. De, yo, da, hyak, dum. And again, maybe we can split that one up. So it goes Deyoda, Hyakdung. Deyoda, Hyakdung. All together, it's Deyoda Hyakdung. And again, Deyoda Hyakdung. So we sing Genu es a ge Deyoda Hyakdung. Again, Genu es a ge Deyoda Hyakdung. So that's how we sing that one. Next, we have strawberry, Niohondessa. I'll say it slowly. Ni, yo, hun, de, sa. Again, ni, yo, hun, de, sa. Niohondessa. I'll say it again. Niohondessa. One more time. Niohondessa. And we sing it like this. Genu esa, ge, niohondessa. Again. Genu esa, ge, niohondessa. Great. Let's move on to blueberry, Garhatta geha. I'll say it slowly. Gar, ha, da, ge, ha. Again, slowly. Gar, ha, da, ge, ha. Garhatta geha. Garhatta geha. And again, Garhatta geha. And we sing it like this. Genu is a ge, Garhatta geha. Genu is a ge, Garhatta geha. Great. Let's move on to cherry. That's my favorite fruit. Erdik goa. That's air, li, go, wa. Air, li, go, wa. Erdik goa. Again, erdik goa. And we sing it like this. Genu is a ge, erlik goa. Genu is a ge, erlik goa. Great. Now we have cranberry, do guahre. That's do, gua, hle. Do, gua, hle. One more time. That one has a new sound in it, that kind of hle, hle. Do, gua, hle. Do, gua, hle. And again, do, gua, hle. And it sounds like this. Genu is a ge, do, gua, hle. Genu is a ge, do, gua, hle. Great, that's cranberry. Let's move on to orange, which you might notice is quite long. It's two different words to make the word orange. It means yellow fruit, actually. And what's kind of funny about this one, it's a very common fruit. I wanted to include it, but we have to sing it quicker because it's a smaller space to fit it into the song, but we still want it to work. So we kind of say that first word for yellow. We say it really quick. So bear with me while we're learning this one. So orange is ojinaguar niwahyoda. So we'll learn that first word. Ojinaguar. O-G-Neguar. O-G-Neguar. And the second word, niwahyoda. Niwa-hyoda. Niwa-hyoda. Ojinaguar niwahyoda. So we have ojinaguar niwahyoda. Ojinaguar niwahyoda. And when we sing it, it sounds a little quicker. So I'm gonna I'm gonna have you listen to it first maybe, and then I'll walk you through it because this one can be tricky. So it sounds like this. Genu is ge ojinaguar niwahyoda. You might hear how I say ojinaguar. I say it very quickly. Ojinaguar. Ojinaguar niwahyoda. It's because it's such a big word, but it's such a good fruit to learn. So I shared it anyway, but when we sing it quicker. Genu is ge ojinaguar niwahyoda. Genu is ge ojinaguar niwahyoda. Yeah, so that's that one. Next we have peach. That's I believe Elizabeth's favorite fruit. De gagan farlaon. De gagan farlaon. De gagan farlaon. De gagan farlaon. Again, de gagan farlaon. One more time. De gagan farlaon. And that sounds like Genu is ge de gagan farlaon. Genu is ge de gagan farlaon. Next, we have grapes. That was what was in the picture. A little magnet of grapes on the fridge. Ona harle. Ona harle. Ona harle. Sounds like this. Genu is ge ona harle. Again. Genu is ge ona harle. Genu is ge ona harle. Next we have pear. Gutse gahik. Gutse gahik. Gutse gahik. Gutse gahik. And it sounds like this. Genu is ge gutse gahik. Genu is ge gutse gahik. And then we have pineapple. Gahundas goa. Gahundas goa. Gahundas goa. Gahundas goa. Genu is ge gahundas goa. Genu is ge gahundas goa. And raspberry. Skanegwa darlaya. Skanegwa darlaya. Skanegwa darlaya. One more time, that slow way. Skanegwa Darlaya. Skanegwa Darlaya. And one more time all together. Skanegwa Darlaya. And it sounds like this. Genu is a ge ge Skanegwa Darlaya. Genu is a ge ge Skanegwa Darlaya. And we have watermelon, wahiarlis. 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 It sounds like this. Genu is a ge ge wahiarlis. Genu is a ge ge wahiarlis. And our last word is the word for fruits, all the fruits, many, many fruits. It's gahik su'a. Gahik su'a. Gahik su'a. Gahik su'a. It sounds like this. Genu is a ge ge gahik su'a. Genu is a ge ge gahik su'a. Great, so that's now we know how to sing all those words and put it into the song. If you want to keep learning or return to this lesson, like I say, this is going to be recorded and you can come back and practice again on the AGO YouTube page. But for now, we're going to keep on moving on to our next piece of art and our next song. I'm going to pass you back to Elizabeth.
Thank you, Miss Christie. That was wonderful.
Mhm.
Now we'll all want to eat apples and bananas through the day.
That was so much fun. Thank you, Miss Christie. So here's our next piece of art by an artist named Daphne Ojig. And she's a very famous Indigenous artist in Canada. And she loves to paint pictures of family, depicting family and joy. And this one is called Mother and Child Playtime from 1977. This one's very special. And there's a lot of things that we can talk about in this picture. The colors and the shapes and the feelings of this picture. So when you look at this, what shapes do you notice? Let's start with the shapes. Are they normal shapes or are they strange shapes? What do you think about the shapes? Miss Christie, what do you think about this one?
I definitely, I noticed a lot of soft, the lines kind of flow like almost in a liquid or in a water form. And so the shapes are quite smooth, they're quite flowy and round.
Yeah. So remember, you can put your thoughts in the Q&A. So Elizabeth, what do you think about this? What do you feel? Or what do you see?
I think it's a beautiful painting. It's like our song, Rockabye Baby. The mommy is rocking her baby to sleep. And
Yeah,
it looks like she loves her baby very much.
yeah. Circle shapes. Oh, yeah. Circle shapes. There's a lot of circle shapes. And everything kind of flows in and out. It's almost dreamy, isn't it? Which is really a nice a nice feeling for the song that we're going to sing soon. What else do you feel when you see this picture? Can you hear anything? Do you hear anything? What do you think you hear? Yes, calm, wavy.
I noticed that, the shape of the mother's mouth, it almost does look like she could be singing to her baby.
Yes, yes. It's such a beautiful, beautiful feeling.
Mhm.
Anything else you notice about it? The colors, perhaps?
Oh, the blue.
Yes, a lot of blue. Um, let's see, what else? What do we have in the chat here? Water, yes. There's a very dreamlike water feel to this picture. And maybe that's something that this artist, she likes to take dark lines and really outline all the different colors, like all the blue is outlined in black, all the different reds and browns. What other colors do you see?
Oh, her braids are yellow.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
Mm.
Reds.
It's very, yeah, like water and earth tones, which
Yes. Yeah.
speaks to the culture too, right? You know, that
Mhm.
Mother Earth and that water connection with birth.
Yes, Mother Earth. So, Elizabeth, if you tell us more about this artist, maybe we can understand more about the painting.
Okay. Daphne Ojig was an indigenous artist of Ottawa Potawatomi English heritage, whose paintings were often characterized as woodland style or as the pictographic style. Her artistic career spanned 6 decades and included lyrical legend paintings, personal reflective memories, and historical and political critiques. She was experimental and creatively fearless. Her personal style and media varied widely, with her subject matter altering between the fluid calligraphy lines of her early narrative paintings to the densely expressive explorations of her history paintings and her color studies of the British Columbia forest. She combined her originality as a painter with her social awareness as a feminist artist and activist. She was the driving force behind the professional Native Indian Artists Association, known as the Indian Group of Seven. She created a body of work that helped bring a voice to the foreground of contemporary Indigenous art. And she received a number of awards for her work, including the Order of Canada and the Governor General's Award, and 5 honorary doctorate degrees. Now over to you, Miss Christie.
Yeah, thank you. I think this is such a beautiful piece. And, you know, I think someone mentioned it. It looks like she's rocking her baby to sleep. It looks like she's singing to her. And it reminds me of snuggling my baby and singing to her. And when I translated this next song, Rockabye Baby, I thought about my baby a lot when I was writing it. I was pregnant for her when I wrote it. And, I imagined rocking her and putting her to sleep. And so I actually did change the words. We know Rockabye Baby as the English version to be a little bit different. I changed the words, and I thought about putting my baby to sleep, because that's what you're doing when you're singing that song. You're singing a lullaby and putting your baby to sleep. So the actual English translation of this version of the song is, "My baby, can you go to sleep in your bed? If you wake up, it will be okay. I'll put you to sleep again." So I'm going to sing it all the way through for you, and then we'll talk about how to say the different words. Agewira a mwadonka Aiza dahwe sanak dage Doga ashe aga gweni Askonta sta arle. So let's talk about that very first word, the word for my baby. Very specifically, I added in that prefix, my baby. So it's age wirla'a. Age wirla'a. Age wirla'a. Age wirla'a. We'll say that again. Age wirla'a. And so we sing it like this. Age wirla'a. Again. Age wirla'a. Let's move on to that next part. It kind of makes it a question. Will you go to sleep? Or can you? Is it possible for you to go to sleep? The first part is more of the question part of that sentence, though. Onwadoga. Onwado ga. Onwado ga. Again, onwado ga. Onwado ga. Again, onwado ga. And we sing that like this. Onwado ga. Again, onwado ga. And before we put it all together, or what we have so far together, let's move on to the next part, which is you go to sleep. I'm asking my baby, can you go to sleep? Onwado ga aizantahwe. So that word is aizantahwe. Aizan dahwe. Aizan dahwe. Aizan dahwe. Again, aizan dahwe. And so when we sing it, it sounds like this from the beginning. Ge wirla awadonka aiza dahwe. And the next part, I'm asking my baby, can you go to sleep in your bed? So this word very specifically means in your bed. I added that in the part, like being in the bed, and that it's your bed, speaking to the baby. So it's sanak dage. Sanak dage. Sanak dage. Sanak dage. Again, sanak dage. So that's the part where we sing sanak dage. And from the very beginning, age wirla awadonka aiza dahwe sanak dage. We can do that again. Age wirla awadonka aiza dahwe sanak dage. The next part where we sing, if you wake up, doga ashe. Doga ashe. Doga ashe. Doga ashe. It sounds like this. Doga ashe. Again. Doga ashe. So if you wake up, it will be okay. Anga gweni. Ga gweni. Anga gweni. Anga gweni. So it's doga ashe. Anga gweni. Again, doga ashe. Anga gweni. So if you wake up, it will be okay. I will put you to sleep again. That's the last sentence we're going to learn. I will put you to sleep again. So that first word, ascoltaste, I will put you to sleep again. Ascoltaste. Ascoltaste. Again, ascoltaste. Ascoltaste. One more time because it's a longer word. Ascoltaste. And then that last word there is the word for again. Arle. Arle. Ascoltaste. Arle. I will put you to sleep again. And that sounds like ascoltaste arle. We'll sing that again. Ascoltaste arle. One more time. Ascoltaste arle. So let's learn it from the very beginning, putting it all together. Age wirla awa donka Isa dahwe sanakdage doga ashe anka gweni ascoltaste arle. Again from the beginning. Age wirla awa donka Isa dahwe sanakdage doga ashe aga gweni ascoltaste arle. And I think we can put it together one more time slowly before we sing it all the way through. Age wirla awa donka Isa dahwe sanakdage doga ashe aga gweni ascoltaste arle. That's how we sing it slowly. Before we finish up, let's sing it all the way through, all the way together. I'll go as slow as I can so we can follow along. Age wirla awa donka Isa dahwe sanakdage doga ashe aga gweni ascoltaste arle. And maybe one more time. Age wirla awa donka Isa dahwe sanakdage doga ashe aga gweni ascoltaste arle. Great. So that we finished that song. And again, if you want to have this printout, these words, it's available on the event page. If you want to continue or return to this lesson for review or share it, it will be available on the AGO YouTube page. I think we've got a couple more minutes left. We'll open it up to questions. Perhaps we'll sing the song over again. Let's open it up if anyone has any questions before we finish.
Thank you, Miss Christie. That was wonderful. Anybody has any questions for Miss Christie?
I wish I had a baby in my arms when we were singing that. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite song that I've translated. Is there a place we can get some general Mohawk language lessons? Yeah, so I teach beginner Mohawk language as well, and right now I'm just finishing up a session through the Niagara Regional Native Center. And I probably will be teaching another in the future. I don't have one planned right now, but if you actually follow me on my Facebook page, Teach Native Culture, that information will be available. I provide updates on classes I'm teaching, different resources I might have available. So even these songs, every single song that I've shared over the last 5 weeks, I have translated to, or sorry, recorded into a song. So those are going to be available really soon on my website and on my Facebook page. That update will be coming. And somebody shared, you know, they appreciated that I changed the words to Rockabye Baby. And yeah, that song is very, very close to my heart. It's very, I feel like it's very sweet. And like I say, I dedicated it to my baby. I wrote it for her. So it's close to my heart, that song. So I'm happy to share it today. Nyawa for your kind words. And Nyawa for some Amy who's sharing. Thanks for our experience over the last 5 weeks. Thanks to everyone who joined. It's been such an awesome experience, and I'm very grateful to the AGO for giving us a space to learn these songs. What an awesome experience for us all.
Miss Christie, can we sing it one more time?
Sure, yeah. Gewirla wa donka Aiza da sanak da ge doga ashe aga gwini skunta sta are.
Thank you again, Miss Christie.
I could sing the first the apples and bananas, maybe not all the fruits. So I don't think we have enough time for that, but I could sing the apples and bananas
Okay.
for just those two fruits.
Yes.
Let's do apples and bananas again.
Okay. Genu is a ge se wahyowane. Genu is a ge se wahyowane. Genu is a ge de yoda hyakdun. Genu is a ge de yoda hyakdun.
Thank you. We hope that everyone had fun today learning to sing Apples and Bananas and Rockabye Baby. And we'd like to thank everyone who joined us throughout the last 5 weeks. And as we celebrated the decade of Indigenous language and Mohawk learning Mohawk language nursery rhymes with Miss Christie. And we hope that you'll find ways throughout the next decade to celebrate Indigenous languages. And hopefully we'll have something fabulous and amazing for you again for next fall. And keep an eye on that AGO Indigenous webpage. And again, we thank everyone. We thank Miss Christie, my friend Virginia for being here, the crew for everyone supporting Indigenous programmings. And we'll be beginning a new program soon with storyteller Isaac Murdoch, and we'll be learning the lessons of and teachings of the 7 grandfathers. So hope to see you then. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hola.
Bye. Keep singing.
Sgoli swagwag, Galahindi New Gets, Wagisli Wagi Niwa Kataloda, Onidog Ngwehwenege. So, what I said for those of you who arrived late is my name is Galahindi, and I'm a member of the people of the Standing Stone First Nations of the Thames on the traditional lands of the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, Huron, and Delaware nations on Turtle Island in an area that we now call southwestern Ontario. So today was just a kind of a short stream to share that lesson, that class here. Christy Talbot was actually on my stream last week, last Monday. She came on and talked about her inspiration in doing these translations of nursery rhymes and stuff. So it was great to have her on, and part of the purpose behind language is that it also kind of connects with identity. So, Indigenous people at this point, for many people, are not aware that we were not actually legally permitted to speak our language in public places up until 1978, sorry, when the Indian Act was changed, and that's both in Canada and the U.S. So you could get arrested if you were over, an adult, or you could be, have other ramifications if you're a child dealing with the speaking the language in public. So since then, it became legal. Many people are trying to revitalize the language before the fluent speaking elders all disappear, because that's ultimately the next issue. Is that we got to gather and maintain what we have, or what we have access to, because once the elders die, then so does everything that they know, all the wisdom, all their language and their teachings and their stories, all disappear with them. So there's a lot of push to kind of revitalize the language and get more and more people speaking it now, so that we can maintain it on some level. The other things I know here in London, we have a department up at the University of Western University now it's called, where they actually are recording elders and fluent speakers, so that we can get an audio recording of the sound of how the language is spoken and the pronunciations and things like that. So that's an awesome project to see happening as well. So I really am grateful for that. Now, tomorrow I'm going to have a stream. So here's the thing, if you're ever in my stream and you want to know what's coming up in my next stream, if you just type in command up next, it'll kind of give you just a little blurb on what my next stream will entail. So tomorrow 5 p.m. we're doing a webinar with 3 panel speakers that are going to be talking about blood quantum. And North American Indigenous people really have been the only ones who've had the blood quantum process implemented, and it's really about taking control of land, ultimately, and resources on Turtle Island. And so they'll discuss the whole complexities of why it's controversial, and why, self-governing nations, because many of the indigenous communities and nations on Turtle Island are sovereign nations. So they are nations within themselves, and therefore they have to have treaties and agreements with the colonial governments. So, the Justin Trudeau administration or the Joe Biden administration, depending on where you live. So all that is just something to kind of keep in mind as to what's happening. So that'll be tomorrow. Here's the other thing. Now, if you're not aware, this last, I guess it was May 2021 was the first report and exposure of unmarked burials of Indigenous children on a residential school site. And so since then, there have been a number of residential schools that have been exposed to as far as having unmarked graves of Indigenous children who died in those schools. So the whole concept of residential schools, they're saying that residential schools are the only schools anywhere on the planet are called survivors, not graduates. And that statement in and of itself really kind of directs your thought process as to how we look at things. So there is going to be the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in Canada has a conference that's happening starting tomorrow. Now, if I can get up early enough, I believe it starts at like 9 a.m. or something like that. I will try to share as much of that as I can. I know that the Honorable Murray Sinclair, will be doing an opening speech, and there will be some elders and some resources talked about and some history. So that could be interesting, and it definitely it's not. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be cheery, cheery conversation, but I think it's just an avenue to build some awareness, because people don't always understand what it is that Indigenous people had to deal with as far as the residential school system is going on. So I think it's important that we do share this with as many people as we can, so that we can build that. First of all, build the awareness and the education, but also it helps build some understanding and compassion amongst people that just have never, just have never heard about it. Because especially Canada has been our PR system is phenomenal, and because if you go anywhere in the world, Canada is always the country where people are sorry, it's the big joke about Canada, and Canadians are kind people. So it's not that we have issue with Canadians; it's the colonial system that's been built in Canada that has created this whole systemic racism that continues today, and we're still kind of battling some of that. And so these conversations need to be had in order for all citizens to understand what the government is doing. And so if I can get up early enough and start that process, I'd like to try to share as much of that tomorrow as I can as well. But definitely the thing tomorrow at 5 o'clock will be a sure thing. I will be in that meeting and sharing that for sure. So keep an eye, if you haven't already followed, hit the follow button, hit the little bell so that you can get the alerts when I go live, and hopefully catch some of the content tomorrow, that as much of what I can share. In the meantime, I'm looking to see, first of all, who's online, so that we could raid somebody here. I know that Social Clima was on earlier. If not sure if he's still on, but I see Carly Sings is still on. So maybe we can go over and see Carly then. So what I'll do, first of all, is put in the raid. So if you can refresh your screen and copy the raid call if you're subbed, and paste that into Carly's stream, that would be awesome. Carly's actually another streamer who's going to eventually do a cover of The Peaceful Warrior. So she's kind of in the midst of some things right now, but she's hoping by maybe late spring she'll have a rendition of The Peaceful Warrior that we can share on stream as well. So keep an eye out for that, because I'm always so honored um, when streamers are taking on the challenge of covering that song. And so definitely that's something I always look forward to. So definitely keep an eye out for that here. So I'm going to go ahead and start this here. And even if you can't stay, if you can at least just pop over and just quickly say, hello, where you came from, just so that she knows that we're here to support her. Because Twitch is all about the support. If we can all support each other. And Cover Time Pete, again, Yonko for the raid. I appreciate you bringing your community over here and sharing it. This is what we all want to do, is we want to all share our support with each other so that we can all be building our communities and networking with each other, because we all have similar interests, and that's either to entertain each other or to educate each other, whatever that happens to be. And so I appreciate all the support that I get. And so Cover Time Pete, you have a great stream. So if you haven't, also Chad, if you haven't, anyone here who didn't come with Cover Time Pete, if you haven't followed him, go ahead and give him a follow, because he's a great streamer as well. He does all kinds of songs. You can put in requests for him to sing whatever you like. In the meantime, I think that this is heading over to Carly now.